All right, guys, has a few comments about the motor mount, and I also want to say too, the reason I was so surprised is this thing did 50 mile an hour. It's on dirt tires, they're 4-inch tires, and this thing has so much drag. And I know I had a couple people say, oh, the Phatmoto motor can do 50 out of the box on it. It will not do that on something like this. I got street tires that are going to be on the way for it, and once the street tires get here, this thing's going to go a lot faster than what it did at that day there. Plus, I still haven't ran this thing fully out yet. So you saw in the last video, I was kind of tuning it, and it took off at 50 mile an hour. It kind of took off on me, and I had to hurry up and grab the handlebar. So it's definitely got more in it. But like I said, I have street tires coming. You're not gonna throw a stock motor on something like this with this big of a tire, and you're not gonna go 50. Hell, when this motor was stock, this bike was doing, it hit 40, but it would hit 40 if it was on flat. And plus you got the wind and everything else like around here, especially when you live out in the open country land like this. You got these fields, the wind comes off there, and you got to overpower the winds and everything. So for this thing to hit 50 mile an hour, it's kind of shocking with all the drag and the wind and everything else going at you. But to the motor mount, sorry about that rambling. So the motor mount is an OCC chopper that you can order on eBay, and the bottom is just a random steel plate. Now I would go thicker steel than this. I found that it was having a little bit of flex in the center, so I put a center bolt here. If I build another one, I'm gonna put some thicker steel down here, and then this is just here just a caution to keep the motor from trying to rock back, which I don't think it is, but I just did it just a peace of mind. But really that's all it is. Just take a piece of cardboard, cut a template out that fits right in here, and then take that cardboard, transfer it over to a piece of steel, cut it out, bolt it up, and then take your OCC mount and bolt it to your motor. And then you want to set your motor on top of the plate, and then what you're going to do is take the chain, put the chain on, and I don't know if I can show this, if it doesn't blur up. Well, you get the idea, but basically you want to make sure that chain is completely straight. And then once you think it's straight, just come in here and tack weld it, give it a couple tacks so it won't move, double check everything, and then if it's all good, just go ahead and pull it back off, pull the motor off it, and weld that plate all up. And then you should be good. You should be golden. You'd be able to bolt it right back up, and then from there it's pretty simple, the rest of the stuff. And then for the comment for why I didn't get a thread, whatever you want to call it, is for the fact that I couldn't find one small enough, and that was what I could find that was small enough, and that's press fitted in there with JB Weld, so it's never going anywhere. It's literally just for vacuum. It doesn't take any abuse or anything like that. And then what else? I did have my gasket come loose, or exhaust came loose, and I had a little bit of oil come out of the, that was when it was running kind of fat when I was first tuning it. But besides that, that's all you need to do to get something like this bolted onto here. And there might be a chance I might, after this bike's done and we find out what this thing can really do and everything else, I might take the Rover and swap this onto the Rover. That's got skinny tires like everybody else rides with these motors. There's not really any, I don't really see anybody really doing anything with the fat tire, and I like the fat tire, and I like having the 2-stroke, so it was kind of, I didn't know it was even going to get this much speed out of it, but it seems to keep wanting more and more. I need to do something different with my rear disc brake, and so I can go with a smaller sprocket. I want to try a smaller sprocket, but I can't go any smaller than a 40 because it'll smack the caliper. But yeah, so that's how I got the OCC mount on. And like I said, it's pretty simple. You just take your time with it, and make sure you get that welded up really good so you don't worry about tearing that off the plate. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Thanks for watching.